So this is a very lovely video that shows quite clearly that we never stop moving even when we're asleep. You can't actually see the diaphragm, apparently because it is too thin a membrane to show in the video. Remember, your diaphragm is a multitasking organ. It is attached to all your internal organs. This, in a sense, it will probably shock a lot of people because most people think that the diaphragm is an insignificant membrane and that we are breathing with the muscles of our upper chest. This is absolutely not the case. The movement of the diaphragm is clearing the stagnated blood from the lungs, refreshing the lungs all the time. Your heart, as you can see, is attached to it. So if you want a healthy heart, you need to be a healthy breather. And that pump is moving the deoxygenated blood from your veins back to your heart so that fresh oxygenated blood can then fill all the blood vessels in your body to allow the nourishment of the tissues at their appropriate level for health. The big organ that you see below the heart, which is on top, which is obviously moving up and down and benefiting from every breath that we take, that's your liver. It is incredibly important. It's a prime detoxifier of your body. But it doesn't do this alone. It needs the help of your breath. The whole of your gut is incredibly important for your body's health. But no matter what you do for your gut, no matter how many probiotics and prebiotics you take, whatever the diet you have, if you are not breathing well, you're not moving the lymph and the blood through the tissues of your body to nourish and cleanse and ensure that every cell in your body has the oxygen that it needs to metabolize the nutrients optimally. And we can't see the kidneys here, but they're also moving up and down in little sacs. Top of the kidneys lie the adrenal glands, which are moving up and down with the kidney being refreshed. If your diaphragm is weak, then you have to call more and more on your adrenal glands. Every twist and turn that we actually make, your diaphragm being placed right centrally in our bodies, is affecting our diaphragm. Gently, gently, gently refreshing it with this really simple business of the compression and decompression of the blood vessels. And the compression and decompression of the blood vessels goes on all the time when you're asleep. And this movement is incredibly important for the whole of the microcirculation, for all the tissues that make up the organs of our body, because it puts gentle pressure on these tiny blood vessels that fill our bodies. And by just occluding, by gently preventing blood flow until it builds up and then it increases again as the blood vessel is released, this is creating a huge variety of different internal pulses through the tissues of our bodies, which is promoting the growth of the blood vessels and maintaining their health. Now, interestingly and not surprisingly, the presence of oxygen and the presence of pressure are the two key stimulants, or the information, what's called the genetic information to be released from the cell. That's the information that will tell the cell or allow the cell to become whatever sort of cell it was designated to be, whether it was a liver cell or a heart cell or a pancreas cell or a gut cell and so on. And not only to release it, but then to maintain its health and integrity. Whichever way you look at it, you come back to, in the middle of your flow diagram, everything else, all the other spokes lead back to the diaphragm. They interrelate to each other and back to the diaphragm. Once you begin thinking in this way, you're very liberated in terms of understanding your health. Nothing happens for no reason. It's perfectly possible to return sick old bodies to a much better state of health and quality of life if this organ is focused on.